Hey everybody, it's Chris and Tony back with another beer review for the Tigersox series of the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet.
That's my Kermit.
That's your commercial.
Hello, everybody.
Today we're going to be doing Hometown Brew. This is Tenaya Creek.
Tenaya Creek.
Tenaya Creek is, I'm sure by now you've probably measured out how many miles from your door?
I don't know about miles, but it takes me about a dozen minutes to get there.
Okay.
12 whole minutes.
Okay. I'm actually surprised you haven't done the trip meter to see,
I don't know
just
why either.
door
I
to
did the
door.
time because I take the same route each time. 831 West Bonanza here in Vegas. I can tell you that.
Just down the street from our local newspaper, the Review Journal.
Yeah, they're practically neighbors. Yeah.
Yep. And
awesome place.
you will find us there quite often. If those who follow Blue Collar Beer Gourmet on Instagram will notice many times the flights that are coming from Tenaya Creek that are paid for by Tony. The lunch flights, thanks Tony. All Tenaya Creek and this Tony.
It's field research.
Exactly, yeah. So today
what
we're going to
like,
be doing.
Not to interrupt you, sorry, but what I like is that you can actually see in your pictures a Tenaya Creek coaster somewhere just off to the photo. So if you ever look at his pictures, good chance if it's in a little glass, you'll see the Tenaya Creek coaster right there.
I tried, especially because their flights don't have their name on it, or like the PT's flights have it in the shape of Nevada. I try to get the bars either their coaster or their candle or something in there to indicate, this is where we are. Even though most of the flights very rarely have Tenaya's beers in them, but
it's true.
Recently had the pomegranate Kolsch from them, and
I had it yesterday.
We're both fans of their Kolsch. This one,
very much so.
What you kind of had the same impression I did, that it was okay but not great, and the pomegranate. Exactly.
Few cars. It was okay. It wasn't like it was teeming with pomegranate. In fact, the color still remained that nice golden color of a Kolsch. Kind of expected the color to be, not that I need the color to be whatever, it can still taste good or taste bad minus the color. I just thought it was mediocre. The Kolsch itself is fantastic. I think they make one of the best Kolsch's I've ever had.
They do make a great Kolsch, and we recently both tried their Pluot wit beer. Neither one of us are fond of wit beers, and if either one of us could say, hey, I might even drink a second one of those one day, that's got to be a good wit beer. As luck would have it, Brian, the bartender there, poured us a little sample of wit beer, topped it up with some raspberry lambic, and that made a really nice combination. Yeah. So if you ever get a chance, that classic Yellow Label, I forget the name of the brewery, but they make, they're the Belgian lambic company, and they make the various fruits, the framboise, the raspberry. If you want to put those two together. Actually, I would not say equal parts though. I would do it like Brian did. Yeah, most of the Pluot wit beer, and then a little capper of that. So this is the Baltic.
Again, I keep cutting you off when you try to introduce it. But to summarize with Tenaya Creek, they're local. They've been here since 1999. Second location. Second location, bigger 17 location. Years they've been there. 831 West Bonanza. If you visit Vegas, check these guys out, because not only is it a really cool vibe and a real comfortable bar, you got a really cool view of all the tanks and all the equipment that they brew with. Massive area. It's really cool to look at. Plus, they always have around 11 of their own beers that they make there. There's always 11 of them, I've noticed consistently, brews they produce there. And then there's always around 15 or 16 guest taps, which are constantly rotating, covering all spectrums of beer. Awesome place. Katie, you're awesome. Ruth,
awesome.
You're awesome. Mia, you're awesome. Brian, you're awesome. Anthony, you're awesome. Jeff, you're awesome. Yeah. Okay. I think we.
So yeah, definitely. This is a shout out to the local brewery. So, and this is the Godofthunder Baltic Porter. I do not believe that Tenaya makes a porter that is not a Baltic. Do they?
I don't think they do it. I think this is their only.
I think it's the only that they make is the Baltic variety. And this has won some awards. I wish I could tell you right now what they were, but I know for a fact that this has won a couple of awards.
In fact, it's on display at the bar.
This might even be their most award-winning beer. Might be.
Really remember.
I'll try to get back to you on that one. In one of the regular series, I'll come back and say. And another great thing about Tenaya is that despite the fact that almost more than 90% of their beers are in 22-ounce bombers like this, they are canning. They are one of the breweries that is bringing in more and more cans. And Katie assured us that there's actually, everything is going to be canned eventually.
Yes,
That they're not going to get rid of bombers, but there will be, everything will be available in can.
As of right now, their Pilsner is available in cans.
Bonanza Brown is available
Bonanza
in
Brown
cans.
is
Sent one to
available in
Chris
cans.
in Indiana.
And you can buy those along with these in the brewery at the bar.
Yep, you sure can.
It's a cool place. Where you bust this boy open.
Let's do.
Huzzah! You know the opener,
Huzzah.
everybody. Pop the top. You know the drill. We're still plugging away. Nothing special about the cap. A generic black cap. No writing.
Regardless, if you need it for a wall mount or if you wanted to reseal this bad boy, because it is a 22-ounce beer and it is a 9% ABV, so maybe you wanted to drink half of it, come back to it later.
You might drink your beer like that.
Yeah, you could have it
Everything is a stout.
as a reverse monocle, you know? Instead of something to see through, it blocks your vision.
Like, this IPA tastes really weird. It's a stout, isn't it? No,
everything's
looking
a stout.
Okay. We're using a Bates Motel glass today and a New Belgium Rampant IPA.
So we picked up that.
Don't have a lot of clean glassware in the house right at the moment. So, as you expect with the porter, it's going to be nice and rich and kind of creamy almost, and a
little bit of a copper tint to it, as it should.
Yes.
I'm going to admit that just moments before we started this video, I did go to the BJCP app and look at the qualifiers for a porter, and it did say that this should have a slight copperiness, and I would say it does. You can see just that slightest bit of reddish brown.
Yeah, I actually poured mine a little more vigorously so I could get some kind of head to show you. After I poured yours, I noticed
it's a pretty resilient head. Whether it's the full one like Tony's or a smaller one like mine, it's not going anywhere. It's
no, it's real solid actually. It looks like a cloud. Like a cloud just floating in your glass.
Getting all those fruit smells you're supposed to get from a Baltic porter: molasses, currants, raisins.
Currants for sure, raisins. For sure.
That toasted malty smell,
nice malt,
almost like chocolatey malto meal.
That's a really good way to size it up. Chocolate malto.
Chocolate malto meal. More malto meal, please.
Yeah, more beer, please. That was my problem as a kid.
Yeah,
you're only 8 years old, Tony.
It just wasn't enough beer for me.
Dad's only buying Budweiser, so I was like, okay, I won't have any beer.
Okay, now I'm getting
Great
a sip
smell.
of coffee, and but lots of
the richness is definitely
malt for sure.
Give it a swirl. The richness is definitely coming up to your nose, and yeah, it's got that real nice creamy, roasty smell to it. Real
ready to indulge?
It makes me want
Cheers.
to indulge quicker than I normally do. Cheers, all. Oh yeah.
Every bit as good as I remember it being.
Yes.
I gotta say, because we get this on. I'm used to getting this on. Spit it out, Rouse. On tap.
Mm-hmm.
And so this might actually be the first time I've had this out of a bottle.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because
I guess that's
more
true
often
for
than
me
not,
too,
when I
really,
go in,
because
sit down and I order a glass of, Baltic
and
or
I don't
the
tend to buy it at the local
Godofthunder.
stores because I'm there twice a week.
Exactly.
I go to Tenaya Creek twice a week.
Yeah.
You're usually there once a week, sometimes once a week. So it's always available on tap. You're right. So this might be the first time.
This might be the first time I've ever had anything from them that wasn't on tap. Come to think of it.
Fantastic, you guys.
It is.
For you porter fans out there, Baltic porter fans even more so.
Well,
Just layers of flavor, a silky smoothness to it.
Silky smooth,
velvety almost.
I still gotta say this is like a medium-high mouthfeel because I get like a spikiness, which you wouldn't really expect from malt and dark fruits, but you do. There's just that.
Now I'm getting like a nice toasty aftertaste, kind of rising up, like a biscuity almost.
Just definitely from the malt, biscuity from the malt, and
nice and toasty.
The more
delicious.
I drink, especially the faster you drink, I am getting that slight alcohol burn in my nose.
It's a 9%er. Did we mention that?
Yeah, we did.
We did. Okay.
Actually, that it's 9%.
Sorry.
Which actually puts it in range because it said on BJCP's app that it was between 6.5 and 9.5 for a standard.
We still got
Baltic porter. All right.
We don't waste good beer.
No. Why? Why would you? What would be the point?
Why would you take your beer to anybody? Anyway, great beer, delicious, guys. The people at Tenaya Creek, they hit so many home runs. I mean, their Hop Ride IPA is fantastic.
I don't know whether that's showing a color well or not.
And mine still got the Brazilian head going. Of course, I did just add a little bit to it, but pardon me. Oh,
right on. That's a sign of a good beer.
Sorry, Mom. She doesn't watch these. I was just speaking to my mom a
Yeah.
while ago, and I said, "You ever watch our videos?" And she's like, "I start watching them, but I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about." So I think the woman's probably, she's 70 years old. I think she's had 2 beers in her entire life.
Well, there you go.
No exaggeration. I hate beer. Beer's yucky. I'm like, well, you think of beer, you think of what Dad used to bring home, which was Budweiser back in the 80s and 70s and crap. But anyway, yeah, nice and toasty,
I'm not
rich.
entirely certain what's going on with this label art here,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna
It's some imposing looking
highlight
dude.
it. It's a cross between a satanic priest, Rasputin, and the Hand of Death, with like a William Tell overtone. With
I was gonna
these,
say,
arrows
plus
here.
he's an elf from Lord of the Rings. He's
Yeah.
got the
Now we
endless
do
supply
have,
of.
the ship out on the Baltic Sea. The Baltic porters did come from the Baltic, and in fact, I was reading maybe 2 years ago that they found what may be the original Baltic porter in this shipwreck off somewhere off the coast of Latvia, and they think it's like it's well over 2,000 years old, and they think it may be the first Baltic porter ever made.
Plus, there's a goat
He's got a goat. That's
He's
why
got a
he's
goat.
a satanic priest with the goat.
and an axe, so
And,
animal
and
sacrifice kind of thing.
and the axe and he's got the quiver of arrows. Plus, he does have this sort of Rasputin-y feel, not just because it's Baltic, but there is a Rasputin-y feel, and the hood kind of gives him the thing of death. So,
And I think you can enjoy this beer without a goat, without an axe.
Can you really?
I think you
Can
can.
you really enjoy a Baltic porter without an axe or
Borrow
a
a
goat?
friend's goat if you think you must.
I mean,
Hey man, can I borrow your goat?
as soon as we turn off the video here, we're going to your neighbor's place with his axe and goat to enjoy this beer. So,
Do it right, or don't do it at all.
exactly. Why bother?
Hi, Marks. What do you think about a score on Untappd for that one?
Untapped, that's probably going to come in at a 4.0. This is, I think, very true to
I think this was a
Baltic
4.
porter.
For the style, like I said, you porter fans out there, availability might be an issue too. I think it's only sold in, well, obviously Nevada, Utah, California, parts.
Yeah, but they're expanding. That was part of the
Arizona.
whole deal of getting the bigger brewery too, was that they had to meet. They were going to be broadening their channels,
Oh yeah,
and in order to do that, and this was available to me in Washington. I could get Tenaya Creek
that might
Brewery
have
up
been the
there.
state. I was thinking there's one state up north that I haven't left out. That might have been the one.
I don't know whether it bypasses Oregon or not. I never really stopped in Oregon for much beer, but I could get this in Tacoma. So I mean, I could get Tenaya Creek in Tacoma, I
Right,
should say. I
right.
don't know that I can necessarily get God of Thunder.
They make a fantastic porter. I think you guys would really, really dig it. If you're in the mood for a porter,
Porter
try
fans,
something.
yeah, this is
If you're in the mood to try
definitely
something, you're going to be satisfied for sure with the maltiness, the toastiness, the molasses comes through.
yeah, a lot of dark fruits. A lot
I've
of,
almost got a little brown sugar kind of lingering in there somewhere a little bit too, I think.
and the thing is, it's so easy to drink despite being,
Smooth,
9%
yeah.
ABV.
It's very smooth.
And this
very smooth.
medium-high mouthfeel, and the alcohol burn in between all of that, it's still, like Tony said, silky smooth, very easy to drink.
Yeah.
Great beer, and they like to play with this a lot too. So if you go to
they'll
Tenaya,
add cocoa nibs
exactly,
and-
cocoa
right.
nibs or vanilla
Vanilla
or
beans, right.
any number of things. So if you get to Tenaya, you may find just the standard God of Thunder, and you may find God of Thunder with
Right.
a tweak to it.
Yeah, for
So
sure. I've seen 2 or 3 already in the 3 months I've been going there. We're almost out of time, so let's
We
touch on a couple quick things. We decided to come back in the garage today.
it's a hot day in Vegas.
It is
but,
August 7th, and it's a little warm, but we really try to do these videos in the garage because of the fact that the bottles are behind us. It adds to the ambiance and it just makes it feel more cool. So we try to come out here. Some days it's just unbearable. I think today we're going to stomach through the other. We're down to 50 seconds.
So
Tigers have won 10 of their last 11. Got to throw that in real quick.
drink good beer and don't
drink
break
good
the
beer
bank doing it.
And root for a winning team. And only 2 games out of first place.
Oh, that's great.
So we're doing good. Times are
Until
good.
then, guys, cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting.
Thanks for all of it. Thanks for you.